Welcome to Obidati Family Television. The program is Possible Nigeria, and yes, it is a beautiful Tuesday morning, exactly the 7th day in the month of February 2023. We're looking at 3 more days to the deadline that the Nigerian government has given for the moving out, or let's say the phasing out of the old Naira notes and welcoming of the new Naira notes, and scarcity is still looming. And there's still been a lot of accusations in terms of fraudulent activities and corruptions and stashing away of those new Naira notes that are meant to get to the people. But then we hope for the best, fingers crossed, as a lot of Nigerians are still around the nation, and hoping that this doesn't get to a situation where every Nigerian is going to take up, placards and boards in demonstration against the government, so telling and advising every Nigerian to please be at peace, just as our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, has tweeted already for every Nigerian to please be at peace. And this is nothing new, and hopefully with time, the new Naira notes is going to spread down and trickle down to the bottom of the triangle, unquote. My name is King Kamsi, and I don't do this alone. I do this with one of the most amazing co-hosts, eBay Chooks. Chooks, how are you doing?
I'm fine, King Kamsi, thank you.
Thank you so much. It's amazing. I watched you enjoy earlier on Voting LP, and you guys actually make an amazing duo.
Okay. thank God you ended that duo. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Okay, so on the show today for Possible Nigeria, we're going to be having an amazing guest who's going to be giving us an insight on some of the amazing and topical things that Mr. Peter Obi has been doing, and also how he has been able to put together a team of very amazing people that have been spreading the message of Mr. Peter Gregory Omobuasi Obi to the man, or to rather, shall I say, the mayor man, because our principal believes that nobody is mayor. We are all Nigerians, so every Nigerian is valued, and definitely they have been able to take the message to different places, different parts of the country, most especially up north. But we'll go on a quick break, and when we get back, I'll be introducing our guest to you, and we'll be speaking with him at length on what they've been able to put together, and has always kept Mr. Peter Obi leading in every poll that has been released or that has been undertaken to the Nigerians. So please take a deep breath, and we'll be right back.
To be Labour Party, Labour Party, to be Labour Party, to be Labour Party, LP, can you get a vote? To be Labour Party, Labour Party, LP, can you get a vote? To be Labour Party, Labour Party, never say, Mama, Papa, no, to be Labour Party, Mama, Papa, no, Mama, Papa, now want to be Labour Party. Mama, Papa, now want to be Labour Party.
Mr. Peter Obi's administration built from scratch Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University Teaching Hospital with 25 building structures. His government funded transformation of massive infrastructural development, accreditation of 12 health institutions and 2 hospitals, and also built 10 maternal and childcare centers across the state. He is the first governor to purchase medical equipment worth over 135 million naira and 50 ambulances for the health sector in Anambra State, which remain functional till today. He built and equipped Dr. Jonwilo Heart Center in St. Joseph Hospital, Adazinnuku, where heart operations are performed. Anambra State is the first state in Nigeria to distribute more than 30,000 computers to secondary schools. Mr. Peter Obi distributed about 700 buses to secondary schools.
It's still Possible Nigeria right here on Obidati Family Television. And yes, I told you when we get back that we will be introducing our guests to you. He is the convener of Up North Ambassadors, and they have done so much. I can't speak in details of all they have done. He's going to be telling us some of those things himself. But we've had different state coordinators from time to time here speaking with us and telling us how gracious and how amazing they have been able to spread the word to Nigerians up north on how Mr. Peter Obi is and should be the president of Nigeria come February 25th, 2023. There's no other person than Mr. Chigozie Alex, the convener of Up North Ambassadors. Mr. Chigozie, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
We're very good. We're very good. I was going to ask the same. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, so when I heard we were having you on the show this morning, I was really elated because we've had a lot of state coordinators of the Up North Ambassadors from Jigawa State, from Benue State, I think, from Katsina, and also think from we've had a couple of state coordinators on the show as well, and they've been able to tell us some of the amazing things that you and your team have also been able to push together, and how you've been able to send the message up north to the people that we need to come and vote for Mr. Peter Obi, which are the Nigerians, the eligible voters in Nigeria. So right now, let's get straight to business, Mr. Chigozie. I would love to know, as a person and as the convener of Up North Ambassador, why did you choose Mr. Peter Obi to stand solidly behind him and push his message to Nigerians?
Well, I'll say personally, I have known Peter Obi for his legacies in Anambra State. So the moment, in fact, I was part of those that was calling Mr. Peter Obi to come out and run for the office of the president. You know, I've been there advocating for him to come. So throughout the journey, I've been following Mr. Peter Obi. And when he came out, you know, when he declared, in fact, I know that this is the man. I don't even need to see his manifesto. I don't need to see, I don't need to hear, I don't need anybody to convince me, or I don't need any conviction, because he's someone I've known over the years. So when the moment he declared, I said to myself, this is it. This is who I'm following. I don't care whoever candidates the other parties field. I just know that I am with Peter Obi on this journey to the end.
Okay, that's really amazing. But moving forward now, I would love to, you know, before I get to that, you have taken the message of Mr. Peter Obi to the Up North with your team. What has the acceptance level been like? Is it encouraging?
I would say it's very, very encouraging. Very, very encouraging. The truth is this. Months ago, I was screaming that we can win some parts of the North if we do the right thing, if we put in the work. I am on ground in Katsina State, and I kept saying it. We can win Katsina. A lot of people were laughing. A lot of people thought I was just exaggerating, but I'm giving feedback from what we are seeing on the field, in the grassroots. Because as far as the North is concerned, Up North Ambassadors is one of the foremost support groups that started going into the villages in the northern parts, the interior villages, high-risk areas, places that people have fled, places that security agents cannot even go to. We take the message of Peter Obi there because we know that election day, ballot boxes will get to these areas. So we took that step. And what we were seeing was quite different from what we expected. And we saw that the level of acceptance is high. People love this. People love this man. People want a new message. In fact, in some places, they tell you they don't know who they will vote for because they are not going to vote for broom or umbrella. So they are clueless on who they will vote for. So then that's an opportunity for us to, you know, sell our candidates. And I told them, Buhari's failure is our best. In fact, is a blessing to the Peter Obi movement because it has helped us, you know, debunk so many things. You know, past previous elections, you know, people will be banking on Muslim or religion, tribe. But I can tell you right now, the people have seen that religion, voting based on religion has taken them nowhere. Voting based on tribe has taken them nowhere. In fact, some of them have lost hope. Why? Because they say that if Buhari failed, then they don't have any hope again because they saw Buhari as a god, as the master of integrity, someone that will come and elevate them from their sufferings, from their pains, you know. And Buhari went there, things rather got worse. So there's nothing you want to tell this person again and say, oh, vote a Muslim, oh, Muslim ticket is. They will not answer you. In fact, in some communities, when we go there, you will see banners in the entrance of the communities telling you Bamu Basu. umbrella and broom with a red signage,
Cancellation
broom,
over
cancel
it.
umbrella. Yeah. So, and if you go, you can't go there and campaign. If you're a PDP person or you're an APC person, you dare not go to those areas to campaign because you might not come out alive. But we go to these places, we sit down with them, we eat with them, we drink with them, we laugh with them, and we interact with these people. And they have, in fact, in a community in Sokoto, we just finished a project. We dug a well in that community because for as long as that community, since they have existed, they don't have a source of water and they trek a long distance to get water. But we went there. We know we don't have the money to dig a borehole, but we're able to dig a well. Something now they have water, and these people are telling us they are for Peter Obi. They are not even just canvassing for us. They are youth. Every youth in that village is now an Up North ambassador, and they are seriously canvassing for votes for us. So these are many more. These are the things we have been doing in the villages and the rural areas in the north.
Okay. Quickly, Mr. Chigozie, there's been an extension of lots and lots of polls. We've seen general polls come out right from dating back to September, October last year to this time. There's been numerous polls. Talking polls by even independent bodies, talking polls by even just random influencers up on social media. And we've seen Mr. Peter Obi win poll after poll. But there's also been some other very detailed polls that have, cut across geographically and even to the geopolitical zones of Nigeria. And we've also seen very, very, for lack of a better word, very tearful voter turnout for the Labour Party in the Northwest specifically. It seems like there's no supporter, but they are polls, they are not actual elections. But even though we've seen Mr. Peter Obi win generally, but the voter turnout there in the Northwest specifically has also seen very, very poor turnout, with Mr. Peter Obi not even making up to 25% in so many states in the Northwest. What's your reaction to that?
Well, for the polls, I would say I'm quite not impressed with the general polls, like in terms of the Northwest. Even the Northeast, I was not really impressed with the last poll that was released. But then it is still impressive. I would still say it's still manageable because we've done a lot of work in the North. Now, most of the work that have been done in the North are efforts of support groups. And these support groups are people that source for fund themselves, people that try their little way to support the movement on their own with the help of obedience who come to their rescue and give donations, right? So they have not been a major support. Aside now that the PCC is currently distributing materials, these support groups have been doing this on their own. So the North is very, very large. The landmass in the North is so vast. And without mobility, you will struggle. There are some places we go, you just have to hire a vehicle for the entire day, because when you get into those places, if you let the vehicle go, you might not be able to come out in that day till the next day. That's how difficult it is to move. So, and all these things are expensive. In Adamawa State, before from Mubi to Yola alone is over 3,000 naira. Sorry, 7,000 naira. So imagine you are going into that place with maybe a team of 5 or a team of 10, and when you get to the bus stop, you still have to take a bike into the villages, because there are places that you cannot, there are places that are not motorable. So it has been challenging, right? So, but then we still keep pushing. We still keep pushing because we believe that tiny drops of water makes a mighty ocean, like they say. So, and there's this thing called the guerrilla warfare. In war, you just, if you have a little pack, you just attack and you withdraw, you attack. So we have been doing that. We just go. Today we might visit this community. The next time we'll visit another community. We take one project on another, just step by step. We just make sure that we keep doing. It's just like laying blocks, like the ANAPU. If you watch the ANAPU that came out earlier last year, the North, there was 4% in the North. 4% acceptance, but the last ANAPU, you saw that it increased to 8%. that shows that a lot of work was done. At least we had 100% increase in the last ANAPO in December. So the increase is still going, and I'm sure that that's why what we are doing currently, we are trying to solidify our base. In Kaduna, we have Kaduna South. In Katsina, we have Katsina South.
Then a lot of people are running support groups just like you're doing, and from every indication, Up North ambassadors have been able to. There's a very differential thing about Up North ambassadors. The way you've been able to gather your foot soldiers, like you call them, and been able to stretch to almost every state, if not every state in the northern part of Nigeria. What has been the factor? Because a lot of people are listening, and we've seen support groups, who clamor because, what Nigeria could be, where everybody wants to be the head and nobody wants to be seen as the tail. So how have you been able, as a convener, to keep your team solidly focused on the goal, even while nobody is looking to, claim a particular position, but still focused on just delivering Mr. Peter Obi's ambition and helping Nigerians take back Nigeria?
All right. I think I would just say it's passion. We handpicked our coordinators. Every state coordinator and Up North ambassadors today were people that were passionate about this movement, were people that are passionate about a new Nigeria. There are people that are tired of the insecurity in their land. There are people that have maybe fled their villages and are now, maybe they can't go back to their villages anymore. There are people that, their family members are suffering from one issue to another. So these guys are angry. They want a change. So what we did was, and there are people that have been doing something before Up North ambassadors came into existence. In fact, personally, I never wanted to convene any support group. I was a member of Take Back Nigeria, but then as the movement was going, there were a lot of lapses in the north. We weren't hearing anything from the north. It looks like the whole north is just quiet. Nobody's saying anything. And I'm in the north, and I'm someone that wherever I find myself, I always want to, make things happen. And I was like, what is happening? We need to start something here. Come on, guys, let's do something. I called the Labour Party chairman of Katsina State. So let's have a meeting. I called for the first meeting. I printed banner and invited a few friends. And that was where it started. And from there, we saw that there was a gap. The gap in the north was so much. And I was like, oh, someone needs to fill in this gap. We're doing very well in Katsina alone. But then Katsina is just one out of 19 northern states. I was like, let's take this challenge further. Let's take this thing further. And within 2 weeks, we were able to build these Up North ambassadors, get our coordinators, our local government coordinators, and we started working. And in fact, within 2 weeks, what we achieved within 2 weeks of starting Up North ambassadors, it is overwhelming. It is overwhelming. The results were everywhere. The results were speaking, and we just kept going. And from time to time, we always get in touch. We always have meetings, and to re-energize our people. Sometimes they get discouraged when there is no finance or maybe mobility or materials, but we still go out of our way to, source for funds just to keep things going. And, with scarce resources spreading around 19 northern states, some states have to suffer more than some states. Of course, some states get more attention, and that's determinant on the project at hand or what they want to execute. So we have to prioritize. So those that have maybe good ideas or, serious issues to handle, we try to give more attention to those places. So at some point, some coordinator will be like, oh, nothing is happening here. So we'll say, okay, let's fall back to this place, let's re-energize. It's not been easy managing the whole states, but then I'm happy we've come this far, and I'm happy that we've been able to make a lot of impact. Currently, we are currently translating Peter Obi videos. What we are trying to do now is to saturate the media, the Arewa media, because we know that the Northerners, they have their own media, and we want to saturate it with Peter Obi's videos and all that. And we have translated over 50 videos in Hausa language. And this is what we have been spreading. These videos are doing magic for us currently. This is the last lap. What we are doing is using the media, maybe more of radio jingles and more of the social media, and spreading these messages. And we still took it a step further. We are going to grassroots, like to air it, we project it, we go to communities, we put a projector and bring speakers and play this music, and people will gather to watch these videos. It has been it has been awesome. And I'll say the journey so far is all by God's grace. I think this movement, I always say that this movement has a grace. There's a grace upon this movement that if you support it, whatever you do flourish. Peter Obi's acceptance in the North is still like, it's still a surprise to a lot of people. Yeah. And a lot of people are still doubting. They still feel like it's still a social media frenzy or something. But then I keep saying it, that the North might just shock everybody during the election. So I am happy that we've come this far, and I know that we are going to push it to the end. We are pushing to the end. It's just a few weeks to go, and we are going to get there, hopefully.
Okay. I want to, just like you said, we're the last lap. It's 2 weeks and few days to the general election. Pending, if we get any other news, but definitely we hope not so. So it's 2 weeks and some days. Definitely the projections are bright. We're all looking to Mr. Peter Obi getting that mandate come 25th. But personally, as Upnot ambassadors, as a group, what are your plans for these final days, for what I want to look at as almost the deadline to the general elections?
Okay, so like I said earlier, first of one project we're currently running is the TV projects, where because we looked at the pool, we work with statistics. From the pools that come out, every pool we go back to our drawing board and re-strategize, right? So after the last ANA pool, we saw that the undecided voters in the North is more. So we decided to embark on this project by translating. It's a lot of work, producing these things in-house, and we don't have a lot of volunteers, so we have to even pay to get this work done sometimes. So, but it has been effective. This is one project that we tend to run till 23rd February minimum, at least on the 23rd of February. And so we are going to keep running the TV projects in communities. Secondly, we are using radio stations. We are looking at to saturate the radio stations. We are currently producing jingles. Today we are producing another jingle. We are producing in Pidgin, in Hausa, Fulani. So we want to, and we have some donors willing to sponsor some of these jingles. So we are still looking at using the radio station, because right now we don't have a lot of time. We're in crunch time, and you agree with me that where your legs cannot go to, the radio will get there. And a radio can, in 1 minute, cut across thousands of people. But then by the time you use your leg to get to thousands of people, you know how long it will take you. So we are now trying to use this method, because these are faster means to reach the people. So less of, manual labor and more of using technology and media. So this is the last strategy for us. That's why the TV project is kind of our priority project right now. Pushing those contents, running ads on Facebook, going to Instagram, WhatsApp, spreading these videos on WhatsApp group. We've even converted them to audio. We have the audios of this thing. Spread them. We did a project, MP3 projects. We went to Keke. We get Keke riders. We buy them MP3s. We get these messages, jingles, songs, put them in the MP3 and gift it to these Keke riders. And I tell you, they play it for their passengers every day. We've distributed over 200 MP3s. So these messages keep spreading. The MP3s were not playing it, but just like a radio. Radio will pay more, but the MP3s, once you just charge it, and they just keep playing. And these guys are obedient, and they are spreading the gospel for us till now. So these are the strategies we are deploying at this last lap. So more of lesser legwork and more media and technology.
Okay, thank you so much, Chigozie. I really appreciate everything you're doing for this movement, and I'm sure Principal Mr. Peter Obi is very elated, and also his running mate Yusuf Baba Ahmed is also very appreciative of what the Upnot ambassadors are doing. I've been very happy and elated because from time to time, I'm also one of one of the big fans of the Up North ambassadors, seeing everything you're doing in the North, down to even the paintings and the graffiti that I've seen in some parts of the North. That was sponsored by the Up North ambassadors. But quick, you've mentioned a number of challenges, which falls from funding to being able to convince people at the same time. But I just wanted you to state clearly again those challenges that you're facing in a word or two, just a minute or two before we could wrap up this segment. Just tell us those challenges that you're facing and how it could be better for you in this last few days that we have before the general elections.
All right, thank you very much. I think, like you rightly said, the major challenge, number one challenge is funding, and number two challenge is mobility. But then with funding, you can always mobilize and move around. So material is no longer that of a challenge because we have people as of today. We are still distributing materials are still going around nationwide, and a lot of our coordinators have cause to confirm that they've got some materials from the PCC. So, but then I think funding is still the major challenge because we really need to. We've not started our radio jingles because we are still trying to target the time so that we will not exhaust the funds we have before 23rd February. So if we have funding, we can start airing these jingles from today. I also want to increase the number of stations because what we are doing, we just picked one radio stations in some of the northern states. And not just, we have 19 northern states, but we are starting with 6. That's what we can afford. That's what we can. So if we have more funds, we can extend these radio programs to more states in the north. Even our TV program we are just running it in 7 northern states. If we have funding, we can get more projectors, get more speakers, and extend it to other states. I think this is just a challenge. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Chigozie. Alexa, the convener of Up North Ambassadors, it was really nice having you on the show this morning, and you've shared a lot of insights from speaking from principal and his running mate. Definitely do love to say thank you to you for everything you're doing for a better Nigeria, and you're doing for the possible Nigeria that we're all looking to get. So thank you for joining us. Hopefully before the general elections, we're still going to have you back to give us a progress report on how it has been, and definitely what was still left by them. But hopefully we're not going to leave any stones unturned. Trust that your message is going to get to the principal, and definitely we're saying thank you to you. Thank you so much, Mr. Chigozie. Okay, so
thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so for all our viewers out there, please stay tuned. We'll be returning in a short moment. Let's just go on a quick break and we'll be right back.
Primary school blocks. He donated the sum of 300 million naira to Anglican churches and 440 million naira to Roman Catholic churches to rehabilitate their missionary schools. During his tenure, he gave 1 million naira each to more than 160 first-class graduates. To promote the reading culture in the state, he went ahead to build a well-equipped library known as Prof. Kennedy Dike Library, Oka. He also rehabilitated the divisional library in Onitsha and gave 500,000 naira to each secondary school in the state to provide library materials. This boosted the student performance from the 26th position in Nigeria to the 1st position. The security improvement was exceptional as he provided security vehicles to 177 communities in the state. He cleared pension and gratuity owed since 1990 to the tune of about 37 billion naira and also paid monthly stipends to the elderly in the state. Mr. Peter Obi built the first secretariat complex in Anambra State to house the various Anambra State government ministries that were scattered all over the state. His good governance attracted the second largest brewery in the world, known as Sabmela, to build their first greenfield facility in the state. He was recognized by the Millennium Development Goals (MDG) as the best governor in the implementation of their programs in Nigeria. Peter Obi constructed 2 bridges across the popular Agulu Lake in Anyocha local government area of Anambra State at the cost of 2 billion naira. He funded Agulu Lake Hotel Project, Golden Tulip, and reconstruction of Upper Iweka bridges at the axis of Enugu-Onitsha Expressway with 6 lanes. Peter Obi constructed 800 km of road network between rural and urban areas. Some of the roads include Ibariam Internal Road, Ekulobia Ezinifite Road, Niger Drive Onitsha, Ifite Dunu Road, construction of Zik Avenue and Mpo Flyover, 30 verifiable bridges, Ezu Ebenebe Bridge, Oka North, Isuanyocha Bridge, Opaka River Bridge, pedestrian bridge at permanent site Unizik Junction, Oka. He created industrial parks as catalysts for industrialization. He constructed and commissioned the Governor's Lodge and Annex on.
Thank you so much for keeping it right here. There's still Possible Nigeria on Obi Dati Family Television, and it's been amazing on the show today, Possible Nigeria. So, Chooks, basically, we just spoke with the convener of Up North Ambassadors, and a lot was said. And we even had to, vary in between the lines of what has been happening in the northern states. Looking at it as a progress report, really, because some states where Mr. Peter Obi used to have 4% support, we've seen an increase to 5%, 6%, in some cases 7%, which is actually a growing number. And hopefully in few days, we'll be able to cover more, because we still have like 2 weeks towards the end of the campaign season.
Yeah, hopefully. And I heard the part where he, compared the performance of when Jonathan won the election and his performance in the North, and also the performance of Peter Obi in the North, and he compared that, and he asserted that Peter Obi is currently performing better in the North than Jonathan performed. And of course, Jonathan went ahead to win that election. And I think it's a green light, is a pointer that everything is in sync for the Labour Party candidate. And of course, his performance in the North is above average, put it that way. And there is every reason to be optimistic about the forthcoming election, of him emerging the final winner in the polls.
Okay, yeah, definitely. It's something that we're looking at to see how amazing that is going to get. So please do not fail to follow us on all our social media platforms right here on Obi Dati Family Television. You can catch us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even on YouTube. Make sure you drop a subscription, like button on our videos, and refer to your friends. Someone